Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have created this wonderful, beautiful look, and I just love the eyeshadow, how it came out. I'm so happy because recently I got the LA Colors eyeshadow palette. I think this is in the shade I don't know. Yeah, this is the shade called Playful, and this has really very good vibrant colors to it. They are not super pigmented, but they are okay. But I love the finish and love how this eyeshadow look came out. So I'm going to be wearing this for the New Year Eve, which is right in the corner. So let's get started with the video without any blabbering. And I have created this look with a lot of my favorite products which I loved in the year 2018. So without further delay, let's get started. But if you haven't subscribed my channel, please go and hit the red subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. It means a lot to me, and I'm going to be wishing you all a very happy new year. So let's get started. So guys, I started to prep my skin for this look because my skin felt very dry. So I prepped it with some rose water and some aloe vera gel. And moving on to primer, I used the Nivea Men Aftershave Balm. This is a very good primer. It makes my foundation to glide on really well and does not clog my pores because it does not have any base ingredient as silicone. So I really like it, and it makes my foundation to stay for a very good amount of time. So once I nicely prime my skin, because I'm just giving my skin some 5 to 10 minutes for the primer to get in. And moving on to eye makeup, I'm going to be using the LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Orange, just to hide my darkness on my eyelid, because I just finished my night shift and my eyelids and my eyes totally look very bad. So I just wanted to hide all of that dark circles. So I'm using a damp beauty blender to blend in the orange corrector so that it does not look too orangey. And moving on to concealer, or I would say this, I use it as my eyeshadow primer. I'm using the Olivia Pan stick. This is a very good eyeshadow primer. This is basically a pan stick, or I would say a concealer stick, but this acts as a very good eyeshadow primer. It's very creamy, it's easily very blendable, and if you don't set it with a powder or something, it does not make your eyeshadow to look greasy or cranky. It looks really well. I'm using the Maybelline V-Shape Duo. I'm using the lighter shade to just set my lids. So starting off with the eyeshadow, I'm going to be taking the light brown color from the LA Colors 16 color eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to be taking that light brown color as my transition today, and I'm just defining it on my crease. I'm going in circular motions from my outer corners to my inner corners of the eyes, and I'm defining my crease really well because the color is not very pigmented. You have to really work in well for getting that defined crease look. And moving on to that deep mauve color, I'm taking a smaller blending brush, and I'm starting from the outer V just to dab the product, and I'm slightly lining over my upper lash line as well, and I'm defining the outer V really well, and I'm taking really very good amount of time to blend in the product on my crease and till half of my eyelid. Next, I'm going to be using my concealer, the same concealer, the Olivia Pan stick, for my cut crease. So I'm going to be using a flat brush for cutting my crease. Then I'm going to be using a smaller flat brush, and I'm going to be taking that shimmery aqua color, and the color looks fabulous on the palette, but it is not very it does not give a lot of pigmentation when you use a brush, a flat brush, or even a wet flat brush. I feel that it is giving you more pigment when you use your fingers on it, because that's what I felt when I did this video. With a brush, I don't think it is going to be giving you the full color payoff. So I really wasn't convinced, so I just used my fingers for taking out the product and putting it on my eyelid, and I completed that, and I really liked how it came out using my fingers. I'm going to be going back to the transition shade, and I'm going to be giving just a touch up on my crease area. And I'm going to be very precise and careful so that I don't mix both of the colors together. And I'm going to be going in light-handedly. And moving on to my lower lash line, I'm going to be using the Cameio eye pencil. This is a glimmer stick for lips and eyes, but I basically use it for my eyes. And this is highly pigmented, and this is just priced for ₹30, which is, I think it's too worth the money, and it's like very pigmented, and I think it stays for a very good amount of time too. It stays for 3 to 4 hours, which is very good. And I'm going to be using the same mauve color for my lower lash line. Again, I'm going to be using a pencil brush, a thicker pencil brush, and putting it over the color again. And I'm going to be taking that molten kind of a gold color, and using my small finger, I'm going to be putting it on my inner corners for highlighting it, and lashing my curling my lashes. So I'm going to be using a eyelash curler. And then I realized that I didn't finish my eyeliner, and I quickly moved to the Nybae liquid eyeliner and completed it off camera. And I use the Hypercurl Volume Express mascara from Maybelline to fill in my lashes really well. And that's a closer look of my eyeshadow makeup today. I quite liked how it turned to be. And moving on to my face makeup, I started with concealing my under eye area, like highlighting my under eye area. I would say I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 25, and I used a damp beauty blender to blend in the product really well. And once I blended with the beauty blender, I moved on to my PAC 073 concealer brush just to take off any streaky or patchiness. And moving on to foundation, I use my favorite foundation from L'Oreal Matte Magic 12 Hours foundation. This is a very good matte foundation, and I just went really very less in quantity so that it gives me a very good sheer look, because I think the concealer gave me a better coverage. So I just blended the product with the same damp beauty blender. The shade is very perfect to my skin tone, but I don't know why the camera is capturing it as a lighter color, but in reality the shade matches to my neck, which looks uneven on camera right now. And I forgot to highlight my forehead, so I went ahead and I took some dots on my forehead and my nose area, and I highlighted both. I'm going to be using the lighter color on the Maybelline V-Shape Face Powder, and I'm going to be going under my eyes to set my under eye area. I'm using the PAC 214 brush for setting it. And I'm taking and setting the rest of the powder for my whole face. I've used the same powder whichever is left on my brush. I'm not taking any extra powder. And for blush, I used the Maybelline blush, which I forgot to shoot. I don't know why. So I used the same brush to use it as my blush brush. Moving on to highlighter, I used the Wet n Wild highlighter in the shade Precious Petals, and I used angular brush for applying my highlighter, and really love how this highlighter looks on me. This is my 2018 favorite highlighter. If you haven't watched my 2018 favorites, then I'll be linking that on my screen and on my description as well, so that you can see that. And moving on to my eyebrows, I'm using the Miss Claire eyebrow cake. And first I tamed or brushed my eyebrows, which were looking very uneven and untidy. Then I finished it quickly behind the camera. And moving on to my lipstick, I used the Stay Quirky Badass Soft Matte Lipstick in the shade Wanna Get Messy. This is a very good shade. It's a pinkish nude shade, very wearable, and it looks very good on medium skin tone girls. And finishing off with a makeup fixer, I'm using the NYX Matte Makeup Fixer. And I'm going to be using a damp beauty blender to just give it a tap and finish off my makeup. So that's a complete look of my makeup tutorial. I hope you liked it. So that's all for today's video, guys. I hope you like this makeup tutorial. So I'll be bringing up many makeup tutorials like this for the year 2019. I hope you liked and loved this video. If you liked it and if you found it to be helpful, please go and hit the red subscribe button, and don't forget to click the bell icon next to it so that you will not miss any of my videos. So stay tuned for more videos on 2019. I'll be catching you very soon, and advance Happy New Year, and bye bye, take care, and don't forget to subscribe.